team said there, but they're ready to go.
That's good shit.
Oh, going for the jam. Saved on the other end by Stokes. Wade back on the floor. Awkward shot. You got to think his timing is minutes of this Sweet 16 matchup, and he'll pull a three. And Wade is able to follow the Gabriel block. And we got 49 combined from those two. Jalo misses a three. Flying high is Diallo. And it's taken right back from Snead. Able to stay in bounds.
Great patience by K-State that time off the turnover.
Stokes looking for Wade. Wade's played 6 minutes thus far. Trying to keep him about 10 to 15-minute range. Coming back from injury. And here is Wade. And he's got the lift to shoot over Khalil.
Good flow already. Both teams into their offense. Good execution.
Wade creates space. Bane, terrific three-point shooter. That one, though, well off the mark. Wade fades away. And here comes Kwatnoy. Wade a step back. Doesn't get the roll.
5 teams that can get to the Final Four. I don't think they've played great yet with Bonzi back, but they're whole. And right now they're in the first 4 out, according to Joe Lunardi.
But how about just developing that winning mentality? Injecting that into a program where even if it is the NIT, as Wade tries one and connects. Now you're
terrific at getting into the lane on that drive. They come up to set a ball screen, but we call it a ghost screen because the screener disappears where the defense thinks there's going to be a screen.
Wade the takeaway as J.D. Miller lost it. Wade spins, fades away, knocks another one down.
Bob Vlad just dumped it off nicely to Kenrich Williams, who looked like he was in a little bit of trouble.
I was trying to get on the 7 train out to a Met game. I want one of those guys setting a screen for me to wedge my...
State fan base that is not happy with Bruce Weber. And there was a writer asked me yesterday that he was going to do a story on Bruce. And I said, before you want quotes from me, you need to know the coaching profession thinks he's a really good coach. And then the other thing is that the 3 letters you will never hear in percent on the season, and he's knocked down 3 today. So Robinson giving you the playmaking and the scoring.
Wade's been quiet in the second half.
And 33%. He had 20 on the season. He's got 4 in about 30 minutes.
Snead with a shot fake, sets up Wade for the answer. Yes.
High ball screen if this ball comes in cleanly. Well, not going to be able to do it.
10 to shoot. Wade faces up on Kenrich Williams, goes to work. Kenrich Williams strips it away.
Second time.
which, according to Joe Lunardi, both these teams in the tournament as of now. Here's Achiuil off the left side. Also, for those of us just joining us, Joel Achiuil, right after the first time out in the huddle, fell off his stool due to some dizziness, went back to the locker room, was hydrated, and has come back into the game. So that's significant for Baylor to get him back. Here's a Wade, long two, deflected out, loose ball, grabbed by Lee.
Mark get free mid-post area, scored on an underneath out-of-bounds play. You saw his ability to hit the three-point shot. And Bruce Weber and Dean Wade do such a good job of moving him, whether it's man or zone, and then he does a great job of taking what the defense gives. He's got 9 early points.
Which is a game high right now. He's trying to add to that and does, so 11 points.
And LeConte relaxed, and Barry Brown made him pay.
Masted short from the left corner. Rebound by Omat. He had it knocked away, and here comes Kansas State. Wade's going to launch a three. In and out. Clark able to.
Highlights coming up. Mark, we'll see you then.
Thoughts, Chris? Thanks very much. Back here in Manhattan. We've got a couple of Saturday showcase games presented by 5 Hour Energy. After we're done, Kansas, Big 12 regular season champ, taking on Oklahoma State down in Stillwater. And then Louisville squaring off with North Carolina State and Raleigh. You can also stream those live on the ESPN app. Wade fouled. It's at 5 points. Lindsey. Omat and knocked off the ball by Stokes. So that's 8 first half turnover. Stockard. Wade back out. Ajata three. Wade, 2 seconds. Gets it off in time. Wade had nearly half the points for Kansas State in that first half. Wildcats finished the half on a 13-2 run. They opened with possession in the second half, wearing their throwback two-tone lavender uniforms.
The league, a great tournament. And Mark, there's good balance and there's not good balance, right? I mean, good balance is when you've got 9 or 10 teams that can really play. Defended him a little bit better, done a better job of keeping him in front. But he can still force help situations, which he's done here this afternoon. That's why he has 8 assists. And his floor game has been terrific.
Yeah, Brown 1 assist shy of tying his career high. Let's see if they got to start things. Had 34 points back on December 29th. Since then, he's been much more aggressive.
There's been lots of examples that would prove that, but I thought the loss at TCU earlier this week was one of them. 24 points on just 14 shots. He had 14 assists. He was really the only player for K-State that was having any success offensively.
Shot clock winding down.
Look at that. Meaningful game.
28 points for Omat. His career high is 30. Under 5.5 minutes to go. 7-point lead for K-State. Under 5 on the shot clock. Wade trying to create. Clears space, and how about deep? He ties his career high with 30 points. Kansas State wants to run some clock.
Yeah,
2.5 minutes to go.
Nice job breaking the pressure right there.
Going for the lob to Wade and off his hands. 13 seasons as the head coach at Pittsburgh, and then reset the career clock back at home at TCU. Took him to an NIT championship a year ago.
Hey, Matt, he has done just a remarkable job here. And we talked to him today. Like, when he took this job, it was like, hey, you know what? The guys that are already here have to help me win. Some guys come in and say, when I get my guys in, and we're going to play my way. But I'll tell you what, myself,
and of course that's why you'll mention him.
He said all the sports are doing well at TCU, all of them, whether it's soccer, volleyball. We know what the football program is like, and now basketball's winning. And you know what, Matt? When the guy at the top wants to win, everybody understands that. It's a priority, and the sports teams at TCU are winning.
Yeah. Says TCU's just improving. The Kenrich Williams for the
three. He's a top 10 three-point shooter in the league.
Well, and when he came in, he wasn't that. He wasn't a guy that it could extend the defense. And I think, again, that speaks volumes for Jamie Dixon and how he's developed Williams and Brodzianski. Part of winning is making sure the guys that are in the program practice out. 2 of them would talk. The next day, 2 more. And the day before the game at practice, the final 2 seniors would talk. And I'm telling you, I'd sit in the back of the room because I'd be emotional. Guys talking about how much their teammates meant to them, how much the basketball program, the school meant to them. I'm telling you, there were a lot of tears in those locker rooms and how much the game and the teammate meant to each other.
Form?
Yeah.
He appreciates the form.
Jamie and I have a difference of opinion then.
This TCU program, not as desperate as they may have been years ago for walk-ons there. This is a deep roster with TCU. They've become deeper since the winter break. TCU now with a 7-point edge. If you're Jamie Dixon, you like the pace that this is at right now?
I like the pace, and I like what we're doing on the offensive glass as well. TCU 7-0, second chance points. Now, 2 of those were offensive rebounds and kick-out threes.
That will be a clear foul on Desmond Bane. Those slamming of remains one of the good guys. And,
yes.
and again, when you see these stories, the FBI investigation, there's a broad brush that is painted. There are many good coaches in this game, and Bruce Weber is one of them. Dean Wade, assertive on the move. Texas, a Big 12 battle. 3-ball.
How many 6'10" guys like Dean Wade could just switch that ball screen onto a point guard and keep him in front of you? Okay. I'm just really impressed with this kid.
Bruce Weber earlier this season said Dean Wade was starting to realize just how good he is. It's one thing to be good. It's one to know that you're good. You take shots. Alex Robinson, again, with a nice feed. Averages 6 assists per game. And when Jalen Fisher went down, there might have been some concern, but not at that guard spot, not at Alex Robinson's spot.
Well, Alex and Jalen Fisher were playing together. And then Jamie Dixon could put 4 shooters out there, sometimes 5.
Well, he's a 70% free throw shooter, and he missed on both of those. So TCU still with a 5-point lead. Less than 3 to go in the first half. Dean Wade, pump fake, shot. Williams with the rebound.
Not many times. This state started the half with turnovers. There's no defense to be played right there.
TCU had 10 first half turnovers. Kansas State had 8. They now have 9 after that one. And Dean Wade now.
Kansas State comes out with 2 high hands because what that does, it dissuades the 3-point shot.
Noy, one of the better 3-point shooters in the Big 12. Missed that one, but Dean Wade not missing much. Love the third was trailing. Kansas State still with a 1-point lead. Wade. Got it. TCU and Kansas State picking up the pace.
There we go. Forget about that defensive stuff. We want to see points.
Said by a true coach who's lying through his teeth.
Right.
Williams has 14. He's hit 2 threes.
Boy, are they playing through him.
Dean Wade. I'll ask you, who's on that first team? How could you leave Dean Wade or Barry Brown off of that first team? Here's Bane for 3.
And Jamie Dixon has to be happy with the offense. When you double the post, it's always the second pass which gets you the open shot out of the double team. And a really good offensive possession by TCU despite missing the shot.
Wade working on Williams. Nice defense from Williams.
Really good defense. Love the confidence that Barry Brown has, but have confidence in your buddies too. You don't have to do it all by yourself.
Jara's been pretty quiet tonight, number 2 for Kansas State.
Now, here comes the double team from Jamie Dixon.
Dean Wade has been loud. Rebound, Brodzianski. 3-ball. Desmond Bane couldn't get that one to go.
Matt, if it's me, and I'm not going to get preoccupied with it, but with Barry Brown with 4 fouls, I'm going to go at him on offense a little bit. Put some pressure on him. Make him defend you.
Well, Barry Brown still on the bench with those 4 fouls. And Dean Wade.
Oh, my bad.
Yep, Dean. The tournament.
Yes,
That's
the
what we're
tournament.
talking about. Dean Wade draws the immediate double, and possession arrow is TCU.
Good ball movement. Everybody's touching it. Quality of shots has gone up in this game.
Although defense might have been point A for this coaching staff, ball movement was certainly point B. Wade off the mark. Doolittle the rebound.
Point that, yes, in fact, he did take $100 grand. You're going to have to play against this guy. Those are the coaches I feel bad for, the coaches that do it the right way. This ultimately is good for college basketball. And don't tell me you didn't know. This has been going on forever. This is not Captain Renault in Casablanca. I'm shocked. I'm shocked at gambling. Don't tell me you didn't know. This has been going on forever. This is not Captain Renault in Casablanca. I'm shocked. I'm shocked at gambling.
Certainly embroiled in a number of controversies right now. And as we said, the biggest question right now, Fran, is what's next?
Everybody who cheats, who gets found out, don't let him coach forever. If it's a serious violation. It's risk reward. These coaches make so much money. It's take advantage of it because Young is on Wade.
With 2 to shoot, Brown does. Wade keeps it alive. Can't get the left hand to go.
Take advantage of it because Young is on Wade.
With 2 to shoot, Brown does. Wade keeps it alive. Can't get the left hand to go. In Omaha, Kansas holding off Texas Tech to claim at least a share of their 14th straight Big 12 title. And of course, we'll have the latest on the Sean Miller situation. It's coming up on the Land Rover halftime report. Levi Stockard with the follow. No. Here's James. Been much more aggressive offensively.
Oklahoma not sending anybody to the offensive glass, it seems like, getting back and building their defensive transition.
Here's Wade from the corner. Yes, too much. Bruce Weber told his club coming into Norman today, expect the unexpected. Or 43-35, check that. Already with 20 wins on the season. That's the first time they've accomplished that in the last 4 years. Joe Lunardi has both of these teams in the NCAA tournament. Ten on the shot clock. Now 5 to shoot. Wade over Young. Falls off, and it's saved by Oklahoma. Threaded needle from Trae Young to Cam McGusty. His 4th assist this afternoon. 4 minutes gone by, an 11-point Oklahoma lead. Trying to snap that 6-game losing streak. Picked off by finishes off the Young feed. Ball's on the floor. K-State has.
You know what, Rich? You got to dive on that ball if you're Brady Manick.
West Virginia in action right now, as is Kansas State. Those two fighting for 3rd place, with Kansas City looming large for all these teams in the Big 12 tournament coming up starting on March 7th. Here's Wade. First bucket of the second. Out of the timeout. Young to Manick. Freshman to freshman. Buckets.
And a rhythm shot by Manick under very little duress. Good call by Lon Kruger.
Manick has 8. The lead back to double digits. Here's Wade in traffic. And Dean Wilmot Just 35 miles from Norman.
Good offense right there. Pick and pop. They took away the three. And Manek, who rarely drives, did a good job of getting into the paint.
And to shoot. Wade lines it up, can't knock it down. A normally good three-point shooter, Dean Wade.
He knows he can go by this defender anytime he wants. Will he make the good decision? And he doesn't. Left-hand pass, too much helium.
Brown. Now Wade.
I think they look like
Stokes will step into a three. Nice rebound. Barry Brown.
K-State being aggressive on the glass, getting some wide open looks, not able to knock them down.
Rod Wainwright, number 23, into the game for K-State. Dump it down to Love. Everybody getting a touch. Wade left open. And Wildcats 3 of 13 from the field. Osikowski, the hook shot. Goes it back. Davis wide open, look at a three. By the way, the last rebound Dean Wade was able to pluck, moving into a unique spot in K-State history. Gave him 500. Number 40, Snoop Roach getting loose with the right-hand dunk.
Oh, goodness. Shaka talked about him. He wanted to make defense his priority. That's the attack mode on offense. He has really been looking to drive the ball to the rim tonight instead of just settling for jumpers.
Wade turnaround.
Well, he's so important, and we talked about it earlier. It's when you have Kerwin Roach and Dylan Osikowski being aggressive offensively, that's when Texas is at its best. You know they're going to guard, but sometimes they struggle to score. But when Roach and Osikowski give it and then kick it out to an open man, if you have the floor spaced.
The Wildcats in a little roll now. Starting 3 of 17 from the field. They've hit on 5 of their last 6 field goal attempts. Stockard trying to repay the favor to Wade. Wade goes.
See if he has that bounce and extension that he needs that makes him dominant.
Shot clock already at 5. In and out for Wade. And Bamba.
Smart drew that play up at halftime as K-State, everybody ran down the floor, and Shota didn't have anybody to inbound the ball to, but K-State's got to get back into this mentally.
Dean Wade takes Osikowski out.
Doubt, I think Texas, because Texas, at the end of the day, they don't look at head-to-head, but you know what? If you get, it comes down to K-State or Texas or Baylor all kind of in that same room. And you're just sprinting down the floor, and the ability to catch the ball on the run in traffic at his size and finish at the rim.
Wade, like he got poked in the face by Osikowski.
High degree of difficulty again for Texas, but Texas is hanging its hat on their tough defense here in the half court, especially on Barry Brown, who has not been able to get loose at all, defended by Roach.
Wade has had a really... Osikowski thought about the three, drives, kicks to the corner. Davis. That rattles the iron. 2 of 16 now from outside the arc. K-State, nothing to write home about either tonight. 2 of 12 from 3. They've got a 3-point lead as Wade goes in on Osikowski, falling away. Snead keeps it.
Come out again. They're 2-0 wearing lavender this year. Lavender sneakers while they get underway with a Brown shot. Crashing the glass is Dean Wade.
So you can see not only having an extra body, but a player of his talent, what that'll do for Iowa State, hopefully here today.
He's the only guy in the country averaging 12, 7, and 7. So that's what he provides from the point guard spot. Dean Wade working on Wigginton. That is a matchup problem for Iowa State. Couple of highlight bucket for Lindell Wigginton, the 6'2 freshman from Nova Scotia, Canada, hanging in the air to get Iowa State back within 3. Dean Wade. Good.
Yeah, 24 points off the bench, which is about as good as it's been all season for K-State. Now, part of that is with Stokes, as you see with the ball right there, he gets 11, and you know he can score.
Well, he finds his teammate.
The turnover ratio not being 100%, so you know he's going to make good plays.
Cyclones shooting under 30% to start the game. They have gotten themselves to the line, but stuck 8 at the moment. Again, nobody picks up Wade. Couldn't make him pay that time. Look at the hustle by Snead over the bench.
Made a tremendous impact in their careers at Iowa State from last year and graduation.
And he says if all 3 of his guards play well, meaning Wigginton, Jackson, and Babb, he says, quote, we're tough to beat. And he's right. Wade a little strong. Weiler under.
And he'll try to buy himself some time here.
Yeah, the Old Dominion graduate stands 6'7". Dean Wade.
Lindell Wigginton. And that's a situation where Donovan Jackson and those guys have been around. You got to communicate to one another prior to inbounding the ball.
With those 3 fouls. Kobe Long. Brown had a little space, chose not to take it. Instead feeds inside to Wade.
And has those 3 fouls to go right at him.
Snead pulls down the Wigginton miss.
And you hope that's the case because that tells you that he's thinking the game out there.
Maween has a tendency himself to get into foul trouble. Played only 4 minutes a season low on Wednesday in the win over Oklahoma State. How about the steal by D. Wade?
But his acceleration of understanding the game is happening fast. He is as bright a young man at that age as I've been around. And so he is going to get better and better. And his best basketball will be.
Alley lays it in. 18 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists.
Very good passer. And if you play with Dean Wade, you can play off of him. Cam Stokes, Barry Brown, if the offense runs through him and he touches it, there's so much pressure put on a defense because of all the things. A nice touch from Lord to Beverly right there. Beverly showing his tight end receiving hands on that short distance pass.
Yeah, back in the fall of 2015, he was a walk-on tight end for UTSA. Decided to come back to play basketball, and actually Iowa State's his 3rd school. He started his college career as a hooper at Texas A&M Corpus Christi for Willis Wilson.
But in the league. Hit a little bit of an offensive wall because of all the minutes he's had to play, but he and Dean Wade have really got it going here. The second
early for Oklahoma State. They didn't have a shooter on today. They just had a kind of a come and shoot practice, and Mike Linton says, okay, you just come ready to play with this early start. So far, so good. Looks like Oklahoma State is energized.
Here's Dean Wade, averaging 19 points per game in Big 12.
That's what Mike Boyne talked about. The game in Manhattan against Kansas State, they came down the first 6 possessions. They took 4 threes.
Wade in and out.
Team, obviously, you saw it early in the season when they went into Allen Fieldhouse and did what Oklahoma State did, knock down the Jayhawks.
Wade starting to lather up.
Weak side, and where Oklahoma State's got that ball can't stick on one side of the floor. They can't get too caught into running their stuff because Kansas State will just smother it.
Cartier-Jotta scored 17 in his first career start against the Cowboys in January. So after Dean Wade working hard against Seaman. Great defense.
With that pass, there's no doubt, but they recovered.
A grip for 3. Hung up on the rim, couldn't go. Wade hemmed in down on the baseline. A lot of contact, no whistle, and he hangs in there. The all-time series against Oklahoma State, 79-53, trying to complete the series sweep. A win here tonight on the road. The team in lavender starts with the ball. These early minutes are going to be important for Oklahoma State, whether they've got it in them for a comeback or K-State will keep its foot on the gas. Well, there's a good sign for Kansas. K-State. Texas Tech held them to 29% shooting the other day. They're shooting it well here tonight, 55%, including 4 of 10 from 3. Wade spinning. Stockard, the redshirt freshman from St. Louis. Snead will trot it into the front court. No threes for Xavier Snead tonight. Basket since halftime. If he can come alive, it would really help the Cowboys' cause. He shot 44% from 3 last year. His three-point numbers down this season. Dean Wade strokes another tough night for Jeff Carroll. Now 2 of 8 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3.
That was wide open as well.
Dean Wade wide open. Boy. But offensively, it's just been a poor night for Oklahoma State. It started bad. It's gotten better here in the second half, but we're really up against it, down 17 at the half.
Well, their offense has been better, but Kansas State's offense has been just as good, and that's a problem when you're down double digits. And they are playing with tremendous confidence.
That's a long 2 for Wade, not this time. They needs a turnover.
Well, the reason Mike did come over is that obviously the look that we have in front of us is different. It's not the one from the TV truck.
Not always.
Not always,
you're right. Not always.
So he wanted to just double check. And he's just covering all bases, is what you want, obviously, from a good veteran official.
How about the ball handling again for K-State tonight, Tim? It's been fantastic. Just 7 turnovers. So even when Oklahoma State dials up the pressure.
Well, they're very difficult to defend if they're in this type of rhythm. That's why Stokes is so important, because he can put the 3 guards out on the floor with.
And that's what they want to do with all the cutting, the movement, especially away from the ball offensively from Texas Tech. Bruce Weber wants to make them a jump shooting team. So you've got to be careful getting out and pressuring too much on the perimeter. So far, they've done a nice job.
Wade up the extra pass, and Tech able to close out. Brandon Francis, the Florida transfer, hits a badly needed shot for Tech. That ends a 3.5-minute drive for the Red Raiders.
And we talked about no drop-off from Tech defensively. When Chris Beard goes to the bench, they can score too. His bench averages over 30 points a game, and Francis knows that Brown has had to play.
And Wade at the rim and comes out on the dribble. How many guys can do that right now in the country? He defends the rim, brings it on the dribble, and does this. Snead's turnover leads to a breakout in the Athletic. Culver can't finish. And Texas Tech loses a great opportunity. And Culver with the block. It was great against Texas on Wednesday night in Austin. Second time he's rebounded his own miss. Might want to get it out of there or score or miss. Another rebound. Jada had 3 offensive rebounds.
Nice finish right there from Evans. Jada, remember, he's a redshirt freshman, so not just like a true freshman thrown in the fire. But I tell you what, he makes good decisions. He doesn't take bad threes. He's continuing to rotate. Able to knock the ball out of bounds and reestablish their defense right here.
Wade's going to the line. K-State's in the bonus.
Big time. Yet they're only down 2 on the road.
But how many teams, if they can't make shots, their defense is just a wreck on the other end. These guys, give them 0 and they'll play. I just take 0 points and guard all night.
And they have length everywhere. I mean, they're not big at the 4 and 5. But 1 through 4, you're talking 6'4", 6'5" guys with length, but not enough length. Basically give himself an interior post touch in that mid-post area. And then he's got such a soft shot. And at 6'10",
have 2 and Tech back in the lead.
And notice how Evans ended up isolated on that wing by himself, overloaded on the left side, and allowed him again to turn the corner and get something going to the basket where he's at his greatest.
Well, good hands by Odiase. Things, and then why Tech is comparison with the other top 10 brethren that plays this way in Virginia and Purdue. Wade a little far out that time, Mayween. Wade a little far out that time, Mayween. Odiase's done a great job on defense.
You know, I love seeing him here at the basketball games, and I often wonder if he were a basketball coach, he would probably coach and play a lot like these two teams play. Hard-nosed defense, get the ball in the game, and they have for several minutes. K-State playing small too with Wade at the 5.
But this is where they're doing such a good job. Kansas State
on one on the perimeter in the Big 12 Conference, and that's how good Evans is. If he were a running back and he were getting handoffs, and Mitch, you know football much better than I do, you would see him hit the hole quick because he does not hesitate. When that is open, boom, he is straight to the rim and terrific at it.
So K-State hit a 3 and then a foul on Tech, and now Wade scores. That's 5 unanswered.
10 with under 9 minutes left.
Tech has struggled at the line. They haven't had a lot of chances. They're 7 of 12 at the foul strike. A couple second half misses here have kept K-State in the game.
Ardie Yada, he was a story because he was starting for the first time for an injured Stokes.
Yeah, we saw him up at Oklahoma State. He's making his 9th start at point guard. Kamal Stokes, broken bone in his foot. He is back, made his return against West Virginia. We expect him to play between 10 and 12 minutes tonight as Dean Wade. To big Jericho Sims with the throwdown off the feed from Mo Bamba.
Boy, nice call there. Mo can see the floor better than anyone with that size. Just throws right over the top.
Wade with the pull-up. Rattles out. Bamba the
I mean, the shot chart right now for Texas is just a block right around the rim. I mean, they are executing their game plan to perfection. That's a lot of what this game will be about, is a chess match. We sat today and watched K-State. They were in about a 2-hour shoot-around. I mean, it was, by and large,
Shaka Smart constantly talked to his team about. He wants them to dominate the details individually and collectively, and that will lead to overall team wins. Got with Matt Coleman, and I asked him what those small wins.
Eric Davis ranges for 3. We expect him to go in about 2-minute bursts, playing in the range of 10 to 12 minutes. He says the only pain he has right now is when he deaccelerates. But there's a lot of that in basketball. That is a nifty move inside. And another point of emphasis from Coach Smart. Told Mo yesterday in practice, that's where you're best. Stepping into your three-pointers. They track that stuff. They know he makes more of those when there's a dribble or a move before the shot.
Well, yeah, and that was a trail 3 for a big. Those are classic, particularly in the NBA. And he can live off of those with the guards that Texas has.
An array of moves from Wade. Great
playing in 2- and 4-minute stretches. He's a guy that needs rhythm and volume in order to find his game.
Jada has done a fantastic job filling in at point guard. Still a young guy, just a redshirt freshman. Future is bright for him. Wade working on Bamba, not backing down. And Roach with the rebound.
It's an athleticism of Sims just to jump right over the top of the defense and finish that offensive rebound.
So back to our defensive conversation with Brown and Roach. Both of them really good offensive players. Roach certainly emerging as that. How do you balance what you want as Wade hits the 3? Bamba gets it back. Mayween does a good job, though, getting some distance, pushing Bamba out a little bit.
This early start to this half comes to one thing for Texas. They're taking jump shots instead of layups like they did to start the game.
They were pounding the paint in the first 5 minutes of this game. Osikowski almost had a pick. Wade, nice move by Bamba. Knocked out from three-point range. Sneed for
he can
three.
make that.
Oh, looked good out of his hand. Mayween, offensive board.
You see, right now, Texas doesn't have that pop that you would hope coming out in the early part of this half, especially in a critical game like this.
Meanwhile, the Wildcats got that message because Bruce Weber told us before the start of this game, they just came out flat in their previous.
Done a nice job of allowing their defense to turn into offense. They've got 15 points off turnovers, as does Texas with 16. Mayween got the last shot. Not sure that's the guy that K-State wants to have shoot the ball. He comes off of the great game that he had against Oklahoma. Now comes in against what he may think is not as tough of an opponent in K-State, and it's affecting his performance. But there's a lot of time left. The most important thing he's got to do is help his team get the W, not worry about the first 29 and a half minutes of action. Forcing Texas to take a lot of threes. I mean, they've shot 21 threes. Close to 51% of their shots have been from beyond the arc.
Is that surprising to you with as much success as they had inside in the first half?
It is. It's the great irony of this game. I would, start with a bigger lineup. Of course, you want to go in and inside and exploit K-State.
It's now 26 to 24 points in the paint. Well, the Wildcats having the edge. That's a surprising stat to me.
Well, and what I will be interesting to see is if Texas can keep it up with 2-point field goals. They've been in this zone here for a little while. And K-State likely inside.
Coleman to tie. He was looking for Bamba. Yada keeps it alive for the Wildcats.
And Texas Tech on the road wins at TCU. So all of a sudden, the standings are getting very interesting, especially for these two teams in front of us, Frank. There's another turnover. And Bolden comes away in the corner. Sneed. 0 for 2 from beyond the arc for Xavier Sneed to start out.
He's coming off a very tough performance on Monday night, where I felt like he pressed a little too much. Good young player, sophomore. He's had some good moments this year.
What does Bruce Weber like to do offensively?
They run a lot of different sets, mostly out of motion, and that's a good strategy right there.
Underneath, it's Wade with his...
When you score, it allows you to set up your press. And because West Virginia has had a lot of offensive scoring droughts, their press has been ineffective.
Now they switch route with the high hedge. Wade left alone, and he knocks it down.
And there's that pressure. To me, I see more trapping than I have recently. And I think that creates defensive energy, and it leads to good offense.
Dean Wade, sweet stroke.
Easily won at TCU, Texas Tech, obviously Kansas and Kentucky here at home. They had double-figure leads, and they coughed them up. Beetle Bolden trying to draw the 22nd charge of the season.
Barry Brown averaging over 20 a game in conference play, held scoreless so far. Here's Wade, the step back, no. And it's saved by Carter.
Smart play. You see, Wade said, you got to make one before I guard you.
Now the full court pressure. Harris thought about trapping and then called off the dogs. And the foul's going to be on Chase Hart.
Tariq Phillip. They were tough junkyard dogs. They don't have the same amount of those kind of players on this roster, and these guys don't play as hard as those teams.
Right now struggling on the offensive end with Javon Carter on the bench.
Well, and they can do that. That's why it's important for Kansas State to stay close and be efficient down the stretch last 2 minutes.
Wade caught nothing on the 3 ball, but got it back.
Efficient down the stretch last 2 minutes.
Wade caught nothing on the 3 ball, but got it back. And an offensive foul called.
A nice job throwing his body in there.
Good job by our crew, too, capturing that shot on the freeze frame. It was an offensive foul, and now K-State has a chance to get it back to single digits. Wade. And he's fouled after completing the three-point play, is at the head of the West Virginia press.
And this is the most important part of that press, is the man guarding the ball, because he gets deflections from that spot, and he can also come and double team, which he hasn't done much today.
Look at Carter getting after it against Wade. That's your defending National Defensive Player of the Year right there, Javon Carter. 10 on the shot clock for the Cats. They tried for the lob inside. Wade corralled it. Baseline, too strong. Carter another. The one more. Harris can't knock it down in the corner. Wade steps into a 3 and knocks it down.
That's good. Been terrific at guarding the rim.
Jada, no. Wade, yes. 15.
You're there. And as I recall, the most recent memo was on player reactions. And, you know, for me, I didn't see much, but I get why the officials are calling it, because you don't want to get to the end of the season and have players, you know, acting the fool and showing up the officials or the other team. So.
Konate. Not much by way of the block this afternoon, but 13 points on the offensive end. Inside. Wade. Swallowed up by Konate. I suppose. And even though the offense hasn't been scintillating, they're shooting 46% from the field, and that's certainly been enough to give them this 15-point lead with 10:20 to go. Wade. And it just rolls off the rim. That went through the hands of Konate.
And, you know, I was about to say, Dax Miles, who's been suffering from that flu the last few days, he looks tired. You can just see the reactions on his face, too.
Good hands again by West Virginia. The Flash has to get ready for that game.
And, you know what? I haven't said this very often, but to me, Bill Walton, he's one of maybe the 2 or 3 greatest college players of all time. Had he not gotten hurt in the NBA, it would have been even greater. But in college, Rich, to me, in my era, and I was just young, but to me, it's Lou Alcindor, Bill Walton, and then go from there. Both UCLA guys.
Wade's last 2 shots have come tantalum in the Big 12.
I do, absolutely. He's on my Big 12 all-defensive team.
No call as Miles hits the deck. Here's Wade. Off the mark. He's missed his last few. And Teddy.
That's a guy Bill Self told us today has to get going. He's not played well lately.
Wade fades away. That's a little too strong, so a cold rule.
No, that cylinder is when you pivot. This is when you're inside that restricted arc. As long as you jump straight up, then you're illegal. If you don't jump to block the shot, it's blocking automatically.
Wade comes up short. Needless to say. Get him a goodie bag. They get back on defense, and here's Wade. Lost it. Vick intercepted by Wade.
If you are Kansas State, you must go inside right now.
Jumper instead rims out for Wade. This time a foul on their last 4 possessions, led by Barry Brown, who, as we said, only trails Trae Young in scoring in Big 12 games.
Well, he's one of the best defensive players in the league as well.
Wade continues to do what they do from behind the arc. 6 of 7 to start the game from 3.
How about the way Malik Newman's played lately? Transfer from Mississippi State. They have 5 players in double figures, all starters. Wade finally told me extenuating circumstances, and I don't think they should play him. This is an NCAA team, in my mind, and I think you got to get him back healthy, completely.
Wade, nice move in the post. He sits down with 2. Of course, Bill Self has a double-digit lead, so a little bit of a cushion with 6.5 minutes to go in the first.
I'd go inside to Wade with Silvio De Sousa. This is a kid that's still getting his feet wet, Bob. Joined the team in early January. Really hasn't helped yet.
Wade instead for 3. Got it. Lightfoot is at the scorer's table, presumably to replace De Sousa.
Bill Self said it would take about a month for him to get going, and he hasn't yet.
Wade fades away. Fouled by
Kansas. For every one-and-done guy like Embiid or Wiggins, it's these 4-year guys like Lightfoot that just love wearing that uniform. He's a much better driver this year than he's ever been. And when you add how good a shooter he is close to being an all Big 12 player, I'm telling you.
Wade can't answer. Back tap. Jones to push the lead back up. Cunliffe. That's an air ball. Brown gives it up to Wade. The baby jumper is short. Pulled the string.
Mississippi State, who is starting to transform himself into a Bill Self kind of guy after having a reputation of being a scorer in high school.
Wade for 3. Yes. As he's got 3 triples to go along with 16 points.
Well, you've been in this league a couple of years. He might be the most improved player in this league. Went to the NBA Combine last year and decided to return, and his stock is rising as a shooter.
Shot clock down to 5. Wade has to force one. The back tap kept alive by Jada. Snead needs help. Tough pass to Wade, and the shot clock already halfway burned down. Here's Wade for 3. Offensive rebound, Stocker, but he dribbled it onto the baseline. Graham down the lane. That's blocked by Miller. Numbers for K-State. Great recovery, though, by Kansas. Jada gives it up to Wade. Yes.
What's going on?
Graham off the window. Wade turns, gets the roll.
Coming into the game tonight, so little by little they're improving defensively, causing deflections, getting steals, and playing much better defense than the last 3 games on what I've seen.
It's a great point, Holly. Kansas State is the 20th best offensive team in the country.
Wade, short. Tapped by Graham to
matter, and he's the focus of defenses, double teams, players always shaded towards him, but night in, night out, he is productive, and he gets his numbers. That's a terrific shot, feeling the defense and going back towards the baseline. Again, Wade is confident as he's been in his career at K-State.
Barry Brown helping create the turnover. Wade trying to control the dribble, does so. Finds Brown, but now he has Turtle Jackson in his face.
And both these teams good defensively, but in different ways.
There's a mismatch. Bede able to help out, but in and out after the shot from Wade.
You got to really really stay down, be disciplined, and keep them in front.
This is the second miss of the game from the field for the Bulldogs. Taken out Akariye Jada. Wade, he puts up a three. That is not unusual for Dean Wade. Now the miss by Maton. Snead already has a 4-point play under his belt in this game. Wade on the drive. Kind of leans in to clear some space, and then it's blocked by Nicholas Claxton.
Early in the offense. If you can just get beyond the first 2 or 3 passes, it loosens up a little bit. So you got to be disciplined. Guys like Jackson out front and be strong with it, strong with the basketball early in the offense.
Jada looking to feed Wade. He does so. He's got the size advantage over Jackson, but he's going to shoot over him. A little bit of a bump. Parker sealed off on the drive. Obede loses it. Wade finds Snead. Back to Dean Wade. One dribble and went off the right side. No good. Almost seemed like Jackson launches a three. Tipped out by Maton. Kept alive. Hammonds had it for a moment, and then K-State and Snead take it back.
And to elaborate more on that, I agree with you. The pace and the tempo certainly Georgia favor, but they don't have a whole lot to show for it. You know, just up 2.
And K-State, Brendan's really not a team that wants to run a lot, but I don't think they would mind taking the transition opportunities today. Stockard, that's their first offensive rebound of the game, and then he gets tied up for long-range jumpers this year than in past seasons. Here's Wade and Maton on the other end, and now Wade with the left hand in and out. Junior Derek Obede.
Nice hands and catch. Good feet right there with the finish. When you come off that ball screen, Mark, a lot of time guys just float. You got to make a hard cut. Obede did that right there.
Obede buckets into a 6-minute scoring drought for the Bulldogs. Dean Wade from in close, scoring with the right hand. Both teams perfect from the line so far. Georgia has taken the lead by a point or 6 lead change. Wade and Maton. Block for Maton. K-State still looking for their first points of the second half. Good ball movement, but the defense for Georgia stayed right there. Wade missed the miss.
But what makes Georgia such a good defensive team is they keep you in front and make you score over the top. So how do you combat that? In my opinion, you got to really do a good job of moving the basketball, and then maybe where the help can be built in and get him his touch right off the bat. Good things will happen.
Maton had 6 points at the half. He's added another 6 points in the first 4 minutes of the second half. That's well off the right side.
And he can really shoot it. And he's the type of guy, once one goes down, look out. You cannot go behind a ball screen on Crump. His will make you pay just like he did right there.
It's the second made three for Georgia today, 2 of 12. 5 on the shot clock. Wade, that's a two-pointer. Two-point shot.
Again, Turtle Jackson relocates to stretch out Jada. Jada had to make a decision. Do I stay or do I rotate back? Game like this and the way that Georgia plays and is playing here this afternoon. K-State's got to be careful letting this get above 5 points outside a 2-possession game, because it feels bigger when you play a team like Georgia. Took a controlling tempo for the most of this afternoon and not allowing any K-State runs and allowing the crowd to get into it.
It's the 4th time in history these schools have played. They had a home and home just a few years ago. split that, each winning on the other's home floor. Obede with the rebound. First time they played. Right now, the Big 12 SEC Challenge, a win apiece. And a three from Wade missed. Loose ball. Diving on the floor. It's a tie-up. Jackson from 14. Rebound was out of reach of Obede and went to Barry Brown. Georgia's been in a scoring drought, but so has K-State. They missed their last 5 from the field.
Well, when they weren't able to get it to Maton straight to the block, they gave up on the play and got stacked.
Wade spinning, fade away, good.
It's unfortunate because they ended up with a switch. Jada was on Maton.
And that's not a good matchup for K-State. K-State, though, on an 8-0 run. Looking to add to a 3-point lead and make it a multi-possession game. Snead's got the headband back on. 5 on the shot clock. A minute to go. Wade again.
10 now on the shot clock. Lacotte, that pass picked by Dean Wade. Wade off the glass and in for the Big 12.
Rotated over. Xavier Snead, number 20 for Kansas State, has to get inside of Clark and take away that pass.
Dean Wade. Naismith, National Player of the Week, 2 on the shot clock, and Vital barely got that one off, but Kansas State collects with a 6-point lead. Wade fouled on the 3-point attempt. He'll go
straight. It was right on. I would usually tell guys that they missed it straight. Hey, that's a good miss.
Kansas State finding room on the floor. The space on home for Baylor.
You know what I loved about it, Matt? They fed the post from the top. And what happens when you feed the post from the top, there's no help side defense.
Dean Wade packed down his man Omat and found. Dean Wade is top 11 in 9 different individual categories in the Big 12 Conference. So much more aggressive, so confident, unable to get that roll.
Drawing the best defender from other teams.
And tonight, that is Barry Brown. Lacotte with 6 points. Baylor now within 10 on a little 6-0 run.
Like we talked about, it starts with their defense.
Five on the shot clock. Wade sees it. Can't hit.
And another.
They beat Oklahoma. They beat TCU. And right now, according to Joe Lunardi, right on the bubble, as is Baylor. Big game for both.
Matt, this Kansas State team has no seniors.
Oh, Dean Wade on the receiving end. Goes out of bounds. Vital loses the handle. 4-on-1 behind the back to Wade. And you're 13 from 3-point range. Omat misfires. Big possessions coming up here defensively for Baylor.
Still in the zone. The 1-1-3.
Wade finds space in the middle of that zone.
Put more pressure on Kansas State. See if you can create more offense off of your defense. For Maween, you got Wainwright at 6'2", coming in for a 6'9", 230-pound guy.
Brian Patrick now in for Kansas State.
Throw it back.
Wade, 3. Wainwright kept that alive with the right hand. And back buckets from McClure.
Yeah, good call right there.
That'll be on McClure, who is tonight as well.
He really is. And one of the most improved players in the country, Dean Wade.
named Big 12 Player of the Week today. Brown asking for the screen. Wade.
How good is that?
2.5 to go. If you're Bruce Weber, what do you want here in these final possessions?
You want the ball right in the hands of that guy that's got it right now, and you're probably going to run ball screen action with Wade. Oh, ISO for Wade.
Wade. Tough shot.
Defense even better.
Mark Vital is in. And it is vital that Baylor are going to stop here. A turnover would be key. Nearly got it. And a foul.
Shoot it.
Jolly. Wade with the rebound. And that may just about do it here.
Kenrich Williams. And K-State with energy to start the game. Wade, short ranger. Who's a double-double when he gets his ankles taped.
Well, he does a great job of seeing that the defensive player turned his head and was staring at Alex Robinson. And anytime you're out on the wing and you see your defensive player look away or dive to the basket.
Kenrich Williams, 27 double-doubles in the last year and a half. Jada, bad decision somehow. Jada with the hustle. Yes, it's Cartier Jada. He made that clear this morning.
Well, how good has he been since Kamal Stokes went down?
How good has Dean Wade been?
In game 2 of our early day doubleheader here at the Big 12 Championship. That game will be coming up next. Could they actually beat KU 3 times in a single season and get themselves into the field as Mayween knocks one down?
You know, Bob, I don't know if they
said, you look back on that summer trip that they took. Well, they had about 9 guys in June, and then numbers went up actually in January. They got about 15 guys now practicing. They said the best practices they've had have been in February.
He said their practices have been
Boot camp under Lon Kruger and company here in Norman. They got back to some defensive philosophies and spacing and passing the ball a little bit more. K-State controls the opening tip in their road purples.
I'm looking for defensive intensity from Oklahoma.
Nice feed from Dean Wade.
Snead uses the screen. Good hedge by Lard. Then he recovers down to the post. Mayween, quick spin. Boy, that's a big-time move.
a lot of man-to-man by Baylor in the first half here.
Kansas State able to find some room here. And Mayween again.
Iowa State. But that's assuming he doesn't have good handles. He's got really, really good handles. What you want to do is make him beat you. Not that he drops off to somebody else. Step back, make him hit some jump shots.
Mayween off the lob from
one of the best shot blockers in the Big 12. You're a little more comfortable getting to the rim.
Omot, who hit an early three, just a hair long with that one. Brown sees the chance to drive, and that's what Barry Brown in school to go to. California enrollment, California applicants continue to rise.
Well,
Jara makes the steal.
When you have 25,000 applicants for 1,700 freshman spots, it lets you know how demanding enrollment is and how badly young people want to go there.
How about Barry Brown? Williams off the feed. Nice pass by J.D. Miller. And Williams brings the crowd to its feet. They're within two. Barry Brown.
Like that? That's tough.
Yeah, really skilled and under control. And an underrated part of his game, too, Bruce Weber talked about, was his defense with the steal right there. Woo! To be careful around Barry Brown. Again, outside of Javon Carter. Second in the league in steals and very good, quick, strong hands defensively. Assignment before making sure that the pass was complete.
Jackson winds up on the deck. The man guarding him, Brown. has no defense.
In segments. Some games they get off to a great start and they're terrific, and other games like tonight for Stockard just struggling early and probably, won't see a lot of minutes in this game.
Nice defense by McWeen at the other end, Don Omot. Brown from deep.
The fight starts, man. War on the boards. You better put a body on those green shirts.
Brown having him in.
And Brodzianski missing the point blanker. Rebounds will be a key. Rebounding margin, TCU very good. It'll be a key in this basketball game. Billy Brown off the extra pass.
Chance to develop him, and he's averaged 11 points a game as a freshman. Always need to know, though, about players' clocks, those international players. Where's their clock? How many years do they have left, etc. .30 seconds to go here at TCU.
Short clock right now for K-State.
Wade in the paint. 3 on the shot clock. Nice give to Sneed, and that is a nice play.
Involved, maybe more to a point. Good example right there. And what I like about this game today is you see Trae Young just managing the game really expertly in this game. Good combination of his own scoring plus the ability to get his teammates going.
Sneed knocks down.
5 of Bamba's 7 points at the line tonight. It's been an unusual night for the Texas big man, and Sneed sneaking in.
We talked about the freshman duo off the top of Wigginton and Lard. Wigginton was the prize of last year's recruiting class. Lard's a redshirt freshman. He wound up joining Iowa State midway through last season. They decided to use the redshirt, and boy, it has worked out very well for him.
Well, able to come in early, understand the culture, be around the
basketball. They try to contain. They don't overextend on the perimeter, and they give a lot of help in the lane if you try to drive the ball into the middle of the floor. Now, Mike Lynch trying to change things up. He'll do this a couple times per half. An aggressive, swarming zone defense.
Sneed known
that have been through these wars before. I think that's showing in guys like Wade.
Sneed attacks and flushes it.
For Bruce Weber as a head coach, is there some of that size mismatch as Sims has the first 4? Xavier Sneed, corner 3 ball.
There's a lot of heart, a lot of desire, a lot of hustle on that list. Here's Brown, still without a field goal in this game. Sneed left alone.
Wade out of the double team. Finds Sneed. Back door.
A thing of the past for the Sooners. Oklahoma will improve
by stroke. Coleman has 6. 9 of his 11 points came in the final 14 minutes at Oklahoma in that win. The alley-oop. Jada
had 34 points, which seems like a year ago. Once again, in some senses it was December 29th, right? But that was a problem for Iowa State. They did not have Zoran Talley. He was injured. He's probably the most equipped, as you see him right now on Wade, to handle his versatility.
For the game that on these 2 active rosters, Xavier Sneed misfires. Big offensive rebound by Mayween. Jada for 3.
Barry Brown had 38 in the first game, and they've done a good job pretty much containing him, but it's been everybody else. They've had great balance, and Oklahoma State's got to get better at communicating. That time again.
What the school here. He goes, why'd you come? He said, I saw the sign in the laundromat, basketball tryouts. But in 2005-06, they didn't allow Baylor to play any non-conference game. The first game they played in league was in January.
K-State. They don't have a deep bench. Texas doesn't have a deep bench for that matter.
Texas showing a little zone on this possession. Very active, a little 2-3 bomb in the middle.
A little pocket pass to Wade.
Easy opportunities there, few and far between.
Another missed three. Cowboys 3 of 11. Check that, 2 of 11 from 3. Nice pass from Wade to Stockard.
% from the floor, throwing it down like he does.
And those bigs, Lard and Solomon, and we've seen it from each of them this game. They really do a great job. When they roll off the ball screen, they go hard straight to the rim.
Stokes from just inside the three-point line. It's like the same way Kentucky is staring at a long losing streak now in the SEC with their schedule going forward. It's amazing how quickly the storyline can change. Brown, Stokes, and Snead around the perimeter for K-State. Wade inside with Mayween. This is Wade, back to Stokes. Tell you what, K-State's done a terrific job of space.
State in Manhattan. Maybe he can light a spark under these Cowboys. Wade kicks to the corner. Cam Stokes for 3. And he buries it.
And Stokes, you can tell he's not quite himself yet, but he let Keenan Evans just take that from him. And then in Culver to Smith, little freshman to freshman. Awareness where each other were.
Stokes uses the left fake.
Wonder if we'll see Big Dope back with this lead and the propensity for teams to potentially foul him. Lightfoot's done a really good job tonight.
McGurl, yes.